What's going on, everyone? This is Gainz Gaming. Today we are going to be reviewing my account now that I am 1,000 days into playing Rise of Kingdoms. I did post a picture on my community page, and a lot of people wanted to see an account overview now that I am exactly 1,000 days into Rise of Kingdoms. So, like I said, today we are going to be going over my account, going over everything I have, walking through like what my journey has been here on Rise of Kingdoms. And so, first of all, you can see here I am VIP 15. I'm still quite a ways away from VIP 16, which is ultimately one of my biggest goals here. I'm still 200,000 VIP away, so I'm still quite a ways away from getting the 2 blue equipment material choice chests every day, which will be absolutely insane. That will be huge for my equipment. Plus getting the AP recovery, the production speed, AP limitation is also huge, and I think the biggest thing is the healing resource cost consumption would be down 10%. So I'm super excited to hit VIP 15. That'll be really big for my account. And then right here, you can kind of see my outline of my city here. I haven't spent a ton of time decorating it in a while. I did this like probably a year ago and I haven't touched it since. So I have like a ton of these seasonal decorations kind of just sitting all over the place. A lot of these roads were just from like the daily quests that you have to do, skillful craftsman. And then I ran out of roads to build. And so now I can't do that anymore because once you're out of roads, then you can't get that achievement very quickly, so that kind of sucks. But if you didn't know that little hack, every single day when you have to do the daily objectives right here, the skillful craftsman, instead of having to upgrade a building, so I still have some buildings at level 24 because I don't want to spend the 2,000 gems to upgrade them. The road you can build, so if you have them, if you don't have any in stock currently, you can just build a road and it'll count for your daily craftsman if you haven't built your max roads like I have. So that's a little tip you can use in the future for your daily objectives. But like I said, this is the layout of my city. We can take a look at my city skins here as well. I don't have a ton. So you can see right here, I'm using the gingerbread house for the 5% infantry health and for minus 5% archer attack. This is what I currently use right now because I'm a mainly infantry player. So I usually run at least 2 or 3 infantry marches in the field when I'm field fighting. And so this is a really good skin for me considering I only use 1 archer pair. So it's a lot more upside than it is downside for me. And then some of the other skins I have, I can just kind of scroll through them here. I haven't really used any of these besides the Hall of Treasure for the infantry defense, because like I said, I only use 1 archer and usually only 1 cav as well. And so losing archer or cav stats is not really a huge deal for me. I'm really only here for the infantry stats right now. I have never pushed for Zenith. I just don't have the speed ups or the ability to push that far. Another skin here that I could be using is the All King Carnival, although I'd rather be losing archer defense and archer health, so that's why I choose the gingerbread house. Then we can keep on scrolling here. I haven't really used any of these, to be honest. I did get the last Osiris League epic skin here, and so that's one thing I did unlock, the Temple of Wisdom I believe it was, and that is for 5% cav attack and 5% infantry health loss, so obviously not going to use that at all. Circus of Colors is decent for that infantry attack, but obviously I'd rather have the health or the defense on my infantry. And then looks like I have this available as well for the 7-day skins, so not really a big deal there. I've never really been a huge fan of those 7-day skins, especially because I have skins that are better that I already use. But hopefully I can get some 10% skins eventually. That'd be really cool. Although I don't really know how realistic that is with my current progress in the game, just how many speed ups I have, which we'll get to eventually here as well. So we can take a look at my stats here as well. So 77 million power currently, my highest power is 88.5 million power. You can see right here I have just under 11.5 million dead troops, resources gathered 16.5 billion, and then just under 7 billion resource assistance, 91,000 help times. And then kill points, I have 2.2 billion kill points, just under 56 million T5 kill points, and 105 million T4 kill points. Gotta love the T1 kill points from the early KVKs from killing farmers, because back when I barely played the game, that's really all I did in KVK, because I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing here. And I talked about this on my interview with Shappy too, but like I didn't really know what I was doing. I wasn't planning on playing the game long term, so I would just go kill farmers in KVK. And it just racked up tons of T1 kills. And then in KVK 2 and 3, I believe I traded T1 kills because I wasn't super active. And so that's been haunting my account ever since with those 46 million T1 kills. And so that's always something that I regret, not knowing how the game was really played at that point. But obviously now I know that you really only want T4 and T5 kills on your account. So we can go over my commanders here next. This is usually one thing a lot of people like to see. So I don't have that many expertise. You can see here I have Alexander the Great, Minamoto, Ethel, obviously, which is kind of a free expertise. I consider my Guan to be expertise, even though he's not. He is 5'2", 4'5". I was shooting for 5'1", 5'5", but I used, I think, 4 skill resets and I couldn't get him there. So I just stopped at 5'2", 4'5", because I was content losing the 5% attack and 3% march speed, just so that I could guarantee that I wasn't going to get more spots in the second one here, just because this is only for attacking strongholds or cities. So not really a skill that I really want, because I'm not really someone that's going to be swarming a ton of stuff, because I'm not a high spender or a whale. And then next here we have Herald expertise. We got obviously the big three. We got Nevsky, Scipio Prime, and Boudica Prime expertise. And then obviously all the epics expertise. We got YSG expertise, obviously Cleopatra from just the gold keys. Then if we keep going down here, we have Seondok expertise. She is the best gathering commander to have expertise. And then finally, we also have Ashita expertise as well. And then you can see here, these are the commanders I have unlocked. I just brought them to level 30. I also have Joan that I've been considering. I have her 3100 right now. So I definitely could invest into her more. But obviously, I am also considering investing more into Sargon and Tariq, simply because they are infantry commanders and I want to have another infantry march. Because right now I'm running Herald Alex, which isn't really that great. It gets the job done, but not really the best infantry pair you can be using. So Tariq I have at 4000. I took 4th place in the Mightiest Governor event, and so I got 50 heads for him. And then Sargon, I max spun the wheel, and I got, I think, 80 heads from him, so I have him at 5000. And I will at least bring him 5500, most likely on this next wheel. I'm at 20 heads right now. I have 976 legendary commander sculptures, which is great. We have Ark of Osiris tomorrow, so hopefully that'll be bumped up by 10 heads tomorrow. And then that way I will be closer to 1,000 heads, which will make it a little bit easier to expertise 2 more commanders, because obviously it takes about 690 heads for each commander. So next I want to talk about gear. So I'll show you guys what I'm running on my gear right now. So currently this is my best set of infantry gear, and so it's mostly legendary. I do have 2 iconic crystals that I still need to place somewhere, and so I'm highly considering where I want to put them, if I want to specialize my infantry march or if I want to distribute them amongst my cavalry march or my archer march. But this is my first infantry set, so you can see I have the Eternal Empire set. I have 4 out of the 6, so I'm getting a 3% troop defense and 10% infantry march speed from this. I am also still running the Kurok's Humility as well. It really can't beat that 10.5% health. That is really, really great. And then we have the Eternal Empire Shield, which I'm not a huge fan of, but you know, it gets me the set. It's a pretty decent amount of attack. And so it's something I'm somewhat content with, but I kind of regret crafting it in the first place. And then we have the Hope Cloak, which is honestly one of the best pieces for infantry. And then we are running the Ring and my only crit legendary, the Horn of Fury. And so this is my first infantry set here. Then we can go to my second set here, which is on my Herald. So this one is all special talented epics along with 2 of my other legendary accessories. So I have the dagger here and I also have Mora's Web. The reason why I have these 2 on there is because my Herald typically lasts the longest on the field because he's less of a target typically. And so I want to have those 2 racking up as many stacks as possible on my Herald because he survives the longest in the field. And then my third infantry set here is pretty much all epic besides the shield and these boots here. I am still working on critting these gloves here as well. I am at 50 out of 100 right now, so I'm still working on refining that. I've already refined it twice and I haven't gotten the 100% yet, so we're at 50 out of 100. So obviously not the best set here in my Guan, but still working on getting that up. And then my only set of cavalry gear right here is on my Nevsky. I do have 2 iconic crystals I can put on here, so I will most likely put one on the war drums just because getting that troop base health is huge, especially on accessories. We are running another Ring of Doom here. We have Navarre's Control. We got 2 of the Hellish Wasteland sets. So we have the boots and the helmet for an additional 3% troop health. And we are also going to aim for that 4-piece set for the 3% counterattack damage, which is great. On most likely the weapon and the chest piece, just because that same thing with the Kurok's Humility, the Gladiator for 10.5% cav health is really, really good. So I want to hold on to that as long as possible. And then finally here we have my Boudica. This is my last march I have as of now. And so I'm still working on getting the Dragon's Breathplate set going. I'm still looking at getting blueprints for that. And so I do have the revival set. And so right now I have 3 out of the 4. I have the helmet, I have the legs, and I have the glove. So I'm not using the chest piece right now because I have the dragon's breath, which is 11% archer health, which is a lot better. And so I'm working on transitioning from the revival set into the dragon's breath set. I think archers have the best sets in the game for their gear, simply because the revival set is one of the best epic sets, and the dragon breath set is also really, really good. I also have a horn figure here on Boudica, and then I am still running a silent trial. I'll most likely try to get another ring of doom on this one. That'll be my 3rd ring of doom, so hopefully we get a proc, and I can either proc it on infantry, archers, or calves, and hopefully that will be my 2nd proc out of 16 legendaries. So I can show you here in the total equipment, so you can see exactly what I have. So you can see I have 16 pieces here, and I only have 1 crit on the Horn of Fury. I really wish I would have crit the ring instead, because that would have been much, much better in my opinion. And it kind of sucks because I was streaming it. I was crafting like 3 pieces of legendary accessories, and I was like, do I craft the ring first or do I craft the horn first? And I went with the ring, and then right after I went with the horn, and I crit the horn. So I wish I would have switched it around, gotten the ring to crit instead. But this is my current gear. I am also running some gathering gear as well. So you can see here I do have the Forest Guardian set. I also have the chest piece crit as well, which gives me another 2.5% gathering speed. And then I also have a Peter Sickle on here as well. And then I do have some blue materials on my other gathering marches, and then finally some white pieces on my other gathering marches. So these are things I can dismantle if I ever need more materials for crafting. But I mean, these add small increments of gathering speed, which add up over time. And so as of right now, I'm content with where they're at. Plus they're all special talented. And so it's really not a huge deal to have them here. But if I ever need materials and I'm like really trying to craft something before a big fight, these are going to be the first things I dismantle, because they will give some amount of materials. And then right here, these are the blueprints I have currently that I'm able to craft. And so obviously I'm going to have a lot of Shios, Eternal Nights, Milky Way, because these all come from the crystal keys. I'm still debating if I want to craft Eternal Night, because I am running the Kurok's Humility on my infantry. However, the 10.5% health versus 12% defense, and then if I crit it, that would be even better. And so it would take a lot of legendary materials. That's the only thing I'm really hesitant on, is how many materials it's going to cost to do that. And so that's why I'm sticking with the Kurok's Humility for now. But if I ever want to specialize my infantry gear, this is what I would go for, and expertise the Eternal Knight for the 12% infantry defense and get the extra special talent as well. All right, next here we can look at resources. So I am pretty stocked on resources as of right now. I don't really spend that many things in my bag, and if I show you guys what I have here, I want to make sure I don't actually use it all. But for 500,000, I have 2,224 of these. So this is 1.1 billion. Oh, I almost said yes. 1.1 billion food. So I don't want to use that up because I already have plenty of food. And then right here we have 283 million food. Right here we have 124 million food. So all this really adds up. And then I also have these purple ones as well. So this is another 61 million food. So you can see I'm really stocked on resources. As we keep on going here, I pretty much have the same amount of food and wood. 1.1 billion wood there. And then gold I am obviously stacked on as well. And so really excited to be able to use this up in my next KVK using more T5. Because my last KVK used a lot more T4, just because I was a lot lower on resources, and so I was trying to conserve as much gold as I could. Whereas now I have plenty of gold, and I have tons of farms that's farming up gold, and so I'm able to afford a lot more T5 field fighting. And especially if I get to VIP 16, that would be huge for 10% resource cost reduction as well. And if we take a look here at speed ups, I'm really excited to get in my next KVK so I can drop these building speed ups and turn them into training speed ups. So you get 200 of each of these. So 260, 230 minute. Obviously some of these I don't have up to 200, but having 123 8-hour speed ups will be huge, and another 200 hours of 60 minutes. That'll be really, really nice. Look at my universals. I am still kind of low for my last KVK because I did drain all my healing speed ups, and I probably drained like half my universals as well field fighting. And so I'm hoping that this will last me through my next KVK. We'll have to see. I tried not to use my universals on training or anything like that. I obviously am not doing any more research or anything. And plus I have plenty of research speedups for KVKs, but I try not to use my universals for training if I can help it. And I also try not to use my training speedups, but obviously when like Mightiest Governor things come around, or like the Zenith of Power that we just had, having to hit 1 million power, I had to use up pretty much all my training speed ups. So I am still trying to AoE barb. You can see I have my low har YSG sitting out, so I've been AoE barbing like throughout the day. Then I have my other marchers gathering gems and doing barbarian forts, and so that's kind of what I've been trying to prioritize lately. You can see in my gem gathering here. We also have the strategic reserve right now, and so that's something I'm also taking into account with barbarians. I'm not trying to push for a rank because all my gathering commanders are expertise. I'm really just doing it for the boxes because they give a lot of resources, so saving up those boxes here as well. And then if we look at the boosts, I do have quite a bit of reserves here. I usually don't have that many, but since I haven't been using them, they've been really stacking up. So I have 29 level 5 reserves, 3 level 6 reserves. Obviously these food boosts and like resource boosts, you like constantly have so many of these. I don't know why I keep buying them from the courier, but I keep on buying them for some reason. Like I literally have almost 1,000 of each of the 8 hours. I really only use the 24-hour ones because they just go throughout the day and then use them again after reset. And it's just, that's just how I've always done it. And so I'm actually running low on like the wood and the stone ones, but then like the food and the gold, I have plenty. For expansions, I have 30, 25%, and I have 21, 50%. So I really only use 50% when we're in big fights. It's only gonna be like an hour or an hour and a half. I'll only usually use a 25%, and I always use for Ark of Osiris as well. Unless we're in Osiris League, then obviously the 50% is what you want to go for. I've been saving up a lot of this random stuff, so I do have 800 bone necklaces from Lohar, magic chests from just daily logins, supply boxes, Ethel heads, the commander sculptures, although all these are expertise, so I really can't use them. And then I also have quite a bit of keys here as well, so I'll most likely do a video with one of these. So I have 2,000 silver keys, almost 1,000 gold and crystal keys, and this is the big one, 347 sovereign keys. So I'm probably gonna wait for Heart's Desire and use all these up in a video or a live stream coming up. So I'm super excited about that because I really don't want to use them on just the regular tavern because it's going to give you a lot of commanders that you don't need or you're never going to work on. And so I want to make sure I use them on something that's going to give me a lot more value. And so you can see right here, this has a ton of different commanders you can get, whereas Heart's Desire you can choose from 5. And so I will most likely only do Heart's Desire with those. I do have 137 on just like the daily ones, so we'll be able to use those up in the next 2 months and get 10 heads of something here. So to see what we want to choose, we could actually go for the Herald and just get the coins to get universals if there's not another commander I want to work on. So that's also something to consider as well. If you don't have a commander in that little category to work on, you can always just get the universal sculptures instead. And then if we take a look at stars, I already showed you guys my sculptures, but I'll show you guys that again. If we go to Tariq, we can see 976 sculptures. I still need to level them up, but these are my Tomes of Knowledge. I have plenty of Tomes of Knowledge. 343,000 level 3, so that's insane. So we'll go ahead and level him up here, and then we'll show you guys stars. So we'll level that up. So you can see we have 61 level 3, 28 level 2, and about 1500 level 1. So we're gonna see if we can proc this. We got a 50%. So if we get this, we'll get a 4-star immediately at 30%. So we're gonna see what we can do here. Hopefully we'll get lucky. There we go. All right. So now that's actually the trick if you want to get a 4-star at level 10. If you're ever running short on the experience tome. So we got a 4-star level 10 Tariq. And then we can go ahead and work on Sargon here as well. So we'll max him out here. And then we'll go into stars, do the same thing. Maybe we'll get lucky again, 30% chance. And that time we don't get lucky. So it's always a very slim chance, 30% chance that you're going to get it. But those are my stars and my experience as well. We will be investing into Tariq and Sargon here eventually as well. So I'm super excited about that. And if we take a look down here, you can see we're saving up for new museum buffs. And so right now I have 11,757 relic coins, 939 exhibit coins. So we're still waiting for the next set of museum buffs to come out. I'm super excited about like Alexander the Great, Saladin, Genghis Khan, all those commanders are going to be coming out into the museum. So hopefully we see that real soon and we'll be able to get a museum buff on our new commanders, because like Alexander the Great will definitely be really, really good when he has a museum buff. Same with Saladin. I think he'll be viable once again when he gets a museum buff. and then potentially Genghis Khan as well. I think those are 3 big commanders that will really see a big revival in Rise of Kingdoms when they get that museum buff in game. So I know a lot of people like to look at the commander tab as well and kind of see what people are running here. So right now I got Lohar at the Ranger for the damage to barbarians and commander XP gain. I will change that to Richard when I enter KVK because I change using from Lohar YSG to Richard YSG when I get into KVK. Gathering speed, I have Siandok because she is one of the best gathering commanders in the game. Guan Yu I have for the 1% attack. Scipio the 1% troop health. Nevsky has the 1% defense and 1% health. Minamoto for the rally attack and rally march speed for barbarian forts. And then Supply Captain for Constance for 5% gathering speed and 5% troop load. Then right here we can look at troops. So we are at 830,000 T5 troops. A lot of my troops died when we were zeroing deadweight, so I'm down to 289,000 T5 calves. During Zenith, I only trained T5 calves actually, and so I trained over 100,000 T5 calves, and so I was under 200,000. Now I'm just under 300,000. Then I also have 351,000 T5 archers, 147 T5 siege, 211 T4 siege, 265,000 T4 archers, 431 T4 calves, and then just under 800,000 T4 infantry. And then a lot of people like to look at achievements as well. So I'm at 4,695 achievement points. So we're closing in on that 4,900 points. One thing that I've always really wanted from the Pioneer is this one right here, the rumble frame, just with the 2 cannons. I think that's what really everyone wants, but it's just such a hard one to get because you have to expertise so many commanders, and I just don't have those commanders, a lot of them even unlocked, and let alone expertise. And so that's something that I really want to push for eventually, but it's just going to be very hard to get to just because my lack of gold heads and lack of playing the game. Because some people, like I said, I'm at 1,000 days, some people are at like 1,500 days, and so it's just almost 2 years of extra playing time that I have. And so when you count on like 2 years of getting extra commander sculptures, that's just an insane amount of value that I missed out on from just not playing the game as long as other people. And then for Champions of Olympia, last season I barely played. I finished Brilliant Silver 3. So this season I actually played a little bit more. I was playing last night, and so I'll be finishing in Glorious Gold 3. And so I was on a big win streak. I'll show you guys here. I was on a big win streak here. I took like a 3.5 week break from it. And then I got back to it. I won, got into gold, and then had 2 teams that just were not very good. And then maxed out the shop to get some materials, and that's about it. And so you can see the highest I got here was gold 3 with 2 stars. And so I'm going to keep myself here because I wanted to get the activity points, but I don't want to lose out of gold 3 and then have to fight my way back into it, because I'd have to get another streak and then have to win a lot more games, which is a lot harder with random people. And so it's just not really worth it in my opinion for the 2 gold heads to potentially lose out on a couple thousand gems from finishing gold 3 versus finishing in the league below it. And so this is the lineup I use right now. So this is the lineup I use. This is actually one of the best lineups I've ever used. I know it looks really weird using like the Charles Martel and Caesar and then the Alex Constantine. And so these are the skills I use. I use Boots on the Ground, Shields of Iron, Vengeful Strike, and Never Give Up. And so the reason why these skills work really well is because these commanders revive much faster, and they stay on the field a lot longer. And so in the events like the Golden Apple one, this lineup is tremendous for preventing the other team from even gathering an apple once, because you just run around your troops in a circle and they aren't even able to kill all your marches. If they kill one of your marches, you'll then be able to revive it a lot faster and then get it back in the field with a full march. And then by the time they can even try to gather the next apple, you're already hitting them again with another march, and your teammates are just gathering all the flags because you have one person in the middle that's distracting like 2 or 3 players, and then you have 4 players that are taking all the flags. So it's a really good strategy using this. It's not as good in the night one with the thief that you have to hit because it doesn't have a ton of damage output, although it is very good with the other 2 maps, the regular 5 flag map and then the Golden Apple map. Alright, if you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see next down below in the comments. And once again, thank you guys for checking out the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.